of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, don't overburn yourself, that doesn't apply to us, by the way. We don't really outdo ourselves. I don't think that, in our age, there are a lot of people who do outdo themselves, and particularly here, on that side of the world, there are a lot of people who outdo themselves. But that applies to certain people who, they spend most of their nights in prayers, they spend most of their days fasting, they stay away from all haram, they stay away from all suspicious things, they stay away from 9/10 of that which is permissible out of fear that they may fall into that which is impermissible. And yet, despite all of this, they are still too afraid. And those are people that need a measure of hope to be balanced and to be able to continue. On this path to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. As the Prophet ﷺ said, إِنَّ الدِّينَ يُسْرٌ وَلَنْ يُشَادَّ الدِّينَ أَحَدٌ إِلَّا غَلَبَهُ. This religion is easy and no one will try to outdo the religion except that the religion will outdo him, or the religion will overwhelm him. And that hadith is certainly authentic. There is the other hadith in which the Prophet ﷺ said, إِنَّ الدِّينَ مَتِينٌ, which has controversial authenticity. إِنَّ الدِّينَ مَتِينٌ فَأَوْغِلْ فِيهِ بِرِفْقٍ فَإِنَّ الْمُنْبَتَّلَ أَرْضًا قَطَعًا وَلَا ظَهْرًا أَبْقَى. Verily the religion is strong or heavy. So pursue it with rifq, which means pursue it with prudence, or walk the path of the religion with prudence. فَإِنَّ الْمُنْبَتَّ, for the one who overwhelms his horse, لَا أَرْضًا قَطَعًا, will not cover any distance, وَلَا ظَهْرًا أَبْقَى, and he will not preserve his horse. So the one who overwhelms his horse will kill his horse and will not cover any distance. So if you try to, make your horse go faster than what it can take, then in this case, you will overwhelm your horse and you will not be able to cover any distance. You may cover a certain distance quickly, but this is not a short distance. This is this life, the test or the trial of this life is a long-term trial. It is many years. Though it is short relatively, but it is many years, and it will need this consistency and this patience. So if you overdo yourself or you overwhelm your horse in this case would be what? What's your horse? Your body and your soul. So if you overwhelm your body, deprive your body from its comforts and pleasures, and force it to do, the burdensome obligations that it cannot withstand. And the same applies to your soul. You deprive your soul from the pleasures, the different pleasures that the soul enjoys. We're talking about permissible pleasures here. Permissible pleasures. In this case, you will kill your body or kill your horse, and you will not cover much distance. So if you want to be in the race for the long haul, you will have to be prudent in using your assets. And your assets in this case would be your body and your soul. So use them as much as you can, but not to the point of overwhelming them, not to the point of burning them out, but use them as much as you, to the maximum potential. And then at the point where you feel that if I push more, I will cause myself harm, I will cause my body and my soul harm, this is when you pull back a little bit. Once you feel that if I just pushed an inch more, I will not be able to take it, or I will not be able to consistently perform at this level, or to consistently perform in this station, in this very high station. You pull back slightly, and then you try to go back and push more, because there is no worth. What's the worth of our lives if we don't use them for the worship of Allah? What are we here for in the first place? And all of this is just going to vanish, you know. All of this existence is going to complete this, it is going to just vanish. Your body, you know, you can take care of your body as much as you want and keep yourself in shape for Allah, but what's the worth of your body if you don't use it for the hereafter? Your body, you know, I was just talking to one of the brothers and told him that you look good, you look in shape and slim and tall and so on and so forth. But that good body and the very weak and feeble and, you know, body will eventually end up, you know, meeting the same destiny. They'll become dust. So what is the use of this body if you do not use it for the hereafter, if you do not invest it as an asset for the hereafter? And what is the use of your time? What's the use of your life? Al-Hasan al-Basri used to say, إِنَّمَا أَنْتَ أَيَّامٌ فَإِذَا ذَهَبَ بَعْضُهَا ذَهَبَ بَعْضُكَ فَإِذَا ذَهَبَ يَوْمٌ ذَهَبَ بَعْضُكَ. You're just but a few days. So when one day passes, part of you passes. So what's the use of our life if we don't use it as an investment, as an asset for the hereafter? There's really no use, because it will pass. It will go away. Do you remember, like, you know, who was on a trip recently? After was on a trip, but he left. Saeed was on a trip. No, but there are some trips that you look forward to. Ibrahim, you were on a trip to see your parents. You looked forward to it, right? And then you looked forward to being there, to boarding the plane and getting to the UAE and seeing your parents and so on. And it all came and it all went away. And everything that we look forward to, it comes and it goes away. It comes and it goes away. It's repeated all over and over in our lives. So the one thing that we need to realize and we need to just be conscious of is that the hereafter that we think about, you know, we think about the Sirat and the hereafter and all of this and the fountain of the Prophet ﷺ, Al-Hawd of the Prophet and so on and so forth. We think about it just like, and this is extremely important for the well-being of your heart, because many times we get consumed in this dunya and we get consumed in competing and in showing off and in ostentation. But when you feel that, you know, your worship is more superficial, it's ostentation, it is not real, it is not for Allah, just remind yourself of these experiences that we all went through. You looked forward to so many things and you thought of them, and they you know, you thought of your graduation, you thought of your marriage, and you got married, you thought of having kids and you had kids, and you're thinking of the hereafter, and it will come, just like everything else came. It will come, and on this day, you will wish you would have devoted every action, every statement you made to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So just think about those past experiences, and just tell yourself, and I tell myself, and everybody tells themselves, that the hereafter, just like everything else, came and became a reality, the hereafter is going to become a reality. You know, the first night in the grave is going to become a reality, just like the night of your wedding. You thought of it, it was something that you